The main thing with Hunter is that when he gets older, I just want him to know I tried. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I want him to know that everything I did for him. And I tried so hard. My son was born 6.5 weeks premature, and he was born by emergency C-section. He was frank breech and he had stopped breathing. So we ended up having a whole slew of problems with him, and he's been back and forth to McMaster since pretty much he was born. He's had hernia surgeries, physiotherapy, all kinds of different things happening with him. And he never really developed the way that he was supposed to. He kept missing milestones. After 6 months, my husband, I believe, had reached a point where everything going on with Hunter and hospital visits and me working and this and that and all the stress going on, that I think he reached a breaking point where he couldn't take it anymore. And at that point, he chose that this was not what he wanted anymore and basically ended everything with it. Hunter and I went to an appointment with a pediatrician in 2014. Hunter was sitting there playing with toys the way that he normally does, and the doctor walked out and sat down beside him and was playing with him for a couple of minutes, and then looked at me and asked how long I had known that my son was autistic. And that was when we got the official diagnosis of autism. I kind of had to change my entire world around, and we struggled for so long trying to make things work, going through 3 different schools, 8 different daycares, and I just realized it's not going to work. I'm going to have to end up being home with him during the day. I ended up actually switching to night shifts. So I work nights, and then I could be home with him during the day and keep up with that strict schedule and make sure that he gets everything he needs so we don't have any issues or meltdowns or moments with him. And I remember those first couple shifts where I switched over and having to work at night and coming home, and I'm now running on a couple hours of sleep trying to work that out so I can be there with him. And I remember having days where I would just lock myself in the bathroom and cry because I had no idea what I was doing. One of my friends actually went to Central and told me that if I was being stressed or whatever, to come have Easter service with Central, because he's like, trust me, they sing, they dance, they'll cheer you up, it'll be awesome. And so I ended up doing that. I finally pulled up, and I remember walking through the doors, and it sounds weird, but the minute I walked in, that was when I realized how much I missed God. It was like I could feel him speaking to me right off the bat, and it was like, this is where you belong, this is where you need to be. When I started going to Central, I kind of felt like I had disconnected from the church and wanted to get back to the church and back to God. So I had signed up for Starting Point. We pulled into the parking lot and we get into the church. And then when we finally get there, we realized that no one actually knew Hunter was supposed to be there. We're about 2/3 of the way to my car, and Brenda actually comes running out and tries to chase after us and asks us to stop, and was begging for me not to go without getting my information and seeing if there was any other way we could work things out. And it helped a lot, because not only did I get involved in Starting Point, I found a single moms group, I found an anxiety group, I found a fitness group, and all these other things that I didn't know that Central even had. Central has basically put my life back together. After my divorce, after Hunter's diagnosis, after everything, I felt like my whole world fell apart. And having those people there to talk to put my life back together and basically rebuilt me. I know God always has a plan. and I might not be able to see the plan, but I know that if he gave me Hunter and he kept Hunter alive, and he's put the right people in Hunter's life no matter what we've always needed. So I might not be able to see what the big picture is, but I know he does.